Hi, my name is Lane Hermanson. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. I am an active enthusiast out in the outdoors. I love to bike, hike, backpack, ski, and just regularly staying fit at the gym, going regularly. One morning I woke up and found myself on the floor with a herniated disc at L4, L5. I did conservative treatment, epidurals, physical therapy, and eventually had a discectomy. That discectomy failed me because I couldn't return back to the active lifestyle that I wanted to, and eventually it re-herniated. I then sought opinions from my local neurosurgeons, and they had many surgeries lined up for me out into many years. And I finally said to the surgeon, I said, well, if I don't do these 7 surgeries in the next several years, instead go to Germany and get a new disc, I said, then what? And he says, with a wink of an eye, I just took 7 surgeries away from him. And we laughed. I'm a doctor and he's a doctor, and we kind of got that he was into it financially to do so many surgeries. Anyways, I spent much time, about 6 months' time, researching various brands of disc prosthetics, and researched all the different brands, the research data, the materials that were used, the outcome research, and I finally came across a disc by FH Orthopedics, and it's called the ESP disc. And I started researching that, and I thought, wow, that's the disc that I want. Some of the selling points of the ESP disc was that, well, I have one right here, and here's a picture of one for the lumbar. These are also available for the cervical disc as well. What you'll notice here is it has a lot of finesse up in here. It doesn't have aggressive keels, which are shown on other brands. When you put a keel in, it destroys the bone, it can weaken it. This does not have that. It has a chemical coating on this that allows it to bond very quickly to the bone, so no keel is needed. This is the end plates here and here are made almost of 99% titanium. This adds wear and tear strength to the implant, and it also reduces the risk of having allergic reaction, which can be found in other implants. Another thing why I wanted an artificial disc, and this one in particular, is because I wanted to preserve motion at the L4, L5. I have an active lifestyle, and I need that disc to move like a normal disc. And so this disc moves in 6 different directions, and it's hard right now because it's not in my body. When it gets in the body, it warms up and moves like a normal disc. But I wanted that for myself. It also has cushion like a regular disc. And so I chose this disc. Another reason why I chose this was because after many decades of use, there hasn't been one reported failure of this disc, and that is an excellent track record to have. Other disc manufacturers, they try to hide the failures, but there has been no failures of the ESP disc. So once I chose the discs that I wanted, then I needed to find a doctor that implanted this disc. And I had searched and got consults from doctors in Spain, throughout Europe, even over into the Orient and all different places. And I found Dr. Desai on a website of FH Orthopedics, and I used a translator service to finally reach him. And then he emailed me back in English. He speaks and writes fluent English. And so I'm like, wow, I found a doctor in another country that speaks my language. And we chatted in email for quite some time. I had specific doctor questions that I wanted to ask him because I'd researched so much about the discs. And I wanted to grow in my confidence of him being my surgeon. And the more I learned about him, my confidence grew. Dr. Desai was a prior general surgeon for 6 years. Then he spent 6 years in trauma surgery and orthopedic surgery. Then he trained to be a spine surgeon, and he has been implanting artificial discs since 2002. So he has a vast amount of experience with many of the disc implants. And I share his opinion. I'm a novice, but he's the professional, that the ESP disc is the #1 disc in the world for the reasons that I stated above. So I arrived in Cologne requiring trekking poles. I was walking at a snail's pace. I had a grimace on my face like a pirate, and whenever I'd move I'd go "Arrgh," because of so much pain from my bulge and my herniation. I woke up after the operating room and I was like this, laying comfortably in my bed. I took it easy for a couple of days, and 2 days after I got up out of bed, I began walking, and I would say 2 days after the operation I was like 95% better at that time. I only needed 3 pain pills after 2 days following the surgery. And then each day has been getting better and better. I get some physical therapy here at the hospital. I get medical massage. The nursing staff has been excellent. The hospital service and the surroundings are first class. I came to Cologne, Germany to have to Dr. Desai for the ESP disc because I wanted my lifestyle back. I wanted to return to mountain biking and going to the gym. I wanted to have motion preservation at my disc, not fusion. I am 100% satisfied with my choice of disc and my choice of coming to Dr. Desai, and I recommend anyone who is looking for artificial disc replacement to seek a consult from him. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, and the cost structure was very transparent, and in many cases half of what other doctors were charging. Send your MRI to him for a consult and he will return, and I hope you have as pleasant experience as I did.